After Superman 4 left the franchise on life support, fans waited nearly 20 years for the Man of Steel to fly again, and in 2006 he returned not with a reboot, but with a resurrection. Directed by Bryan Singer, Superman Returns is part homage, part sequel, and part character study. It's poetic, it's slow, it's controversial, and it dared to ask, what if the world moved on without Superman? Welcome back to The Last Son of Krypton, and in this episode we explore the comeback that tried to honor the legacy of Christopher Reeve while quietly reinventing Superman for a modern age. Superman Returns isn't a traditional reboot, it's a spiritual sequel to the first two Superman films, ignoring parts 3 and 4 entirely. It picks up after Superman has vanished for 5 years, gone to search for remnants of Krypton, and now he is back, to a world that isn't sure it needs him anymore. Clark returns to the Daily Planet, Lois Lane has a child, she has a fiancé, and she's even written a Pulitzer-winning article why the world doesn't need Superman. This isn't a Superman coming to save the day, this is a Superman searching for purpose. Brandon Routh had huge boots to fill. He's not doing his own thing, he's channeling Christopher Reeve. His Clark is shy, sweet, reserved. His Superman is noble, almost godlike, and a little lonely. Routh doesn't reinvent Superman, he preserves him. And while some wanted a modern take, others appreciated the reverence. His performance might feel quiet, but there's a lot happening under the surface. Superman here is a man at a time. He doesn't quip, he doesn't brood, he just wants to be needed again. Lois Lane is played by Kate Bosworth, and she's okay. There's chemistry between her and Routh, but it's muted. Her character feels colder, distant, and less energized than Margot Kidder's Lois. The emotional core is her son. Lois has a child named Jason who may or may not be Superman's, and the reveal that Jason has powers is a massive moment, but it's handled quietly. This isn't a Superboy film, it's a father who doesn't know how to belong anymore. Some fans hated this subplot, others love the emotional risk. Either way, it makes Superman Returns very different from anything that came before. Kevin Spacey steps in as Lex Luthor, and tonally it's a mix of Hackman's flair and modern menace. He's snarky, he's cruel, and once again, he wants land. Yep, the villain plot is real estate again. Lex steals crystals from the Fortress of Solitude, grows a new kryptonite island in the ocean, and plans to destroy the U.S. coastlines so he can sell his new continent. It's not the most compelling threat, but what makes it work is how personal it gets. Superman is stabbed with kryptonite, brutalized, drowned. It's one of the darkest, most humanizing scenes in the franchise.
Now fly.
Now let's talk about what does work beautifully is that plane rescue. This is one of the best Superman action scenes that we've ever gotten. A space shuttle malfunctions during a launch and the jet begins a freefall. Superman catches the entire plane in front of a packed baseball stadium and the crowd erupts. He says, statistically speaking, it's still the safest way to travel. In that moment, we do believe again. Superman Returns is a film with ambition, but it's slow. It's very slow. It's a quiet, reflective Superman story. There are a few fight scenes, the colors are muted, the romance is complicated, and it's not really for kids. It's not for people expecting big action. It's melancholy, and for some that hit home, for others it was kind of boring. The film made over $390 million worldwide, but it wasn't enough. A sequel was planned and then canceled. And so, Superman went dormant again until Man of Steel rebooted everything 7 years later. Superman Returns is divisive, but it's also earnest, it's respectful, and it's heartfelt. Brandon Routh gave us a Superman who felt lonely but hopeful. The themes of legacy, belonging, and sacrifice are all there, but a weak villain plot, slow pacing, and a lack of true spectacle held it back. So Superman Returns is a flawed but noble tribute, but it didn't soar like it could have, but it never stopped believing. And with that, that is episode 5 of The Last Son of Krypton. And next, we head into the modern age with Man of Steel, Zack Snyder's divisive, darker reboot that split the fandom and redefined Superman for the 21st century. Like, comment if you think Superman Returns deserves a sequel, and subscribe, because the final flight is just ahead. And remember, sometimes even Superman needs saving.